Hello everyone, I'm Zen. In this video, I'd like to introduce how to use advanced installation to download our software through pipe. And secondly, I would like to run two examples. The first is the auto machine learning, and the second one is the manual hyperparameter selection with the algorithm neural network. Let's see, there is a directory called a testing directory, and this is the place it currently exists. And then I just create a Python virtual environment through this command. As you can see, there is a new directory we created. It's called my VNV, and you can create by your own on your own. And then we need to activate it. So how can we do it? We just type source my env and bin and activate. So through this command, we successfully run the virtual environment. But something may be different if you are with a Windows system. So I'm having a Mac OS system, so it works well if you are in a Linux system. After successfully download after successfully activate the virtual environment, you need to download our software through pipes, and you can just follow the instructions we provided in the menu. And how can you type it? Like, or you can just type Python 3 first, and I think hash man, and then install your chemistry. Okay, or maybe the information will look like differently from here because I have downloaded the software in this virtual environment. So it will tell us that I have done this job before. So let's see how can we run it. We just type geochemistry data mining. You can just type these commands on your terminal, and you would see something would be different because uh, this interface tells that you run our software successfully. But for the first time to run our software, it will take you some time to load all the related packages into your CPU and memory. And now we are going to run regression pattern. And we choose the uh, first choice. And because we didn't provide it with our external data set, so it will run with the built-in data set we provided in our software. So choose one, and then here is the information of the data set inside. And columns or the columns or numbers just correspond to the index here. And this is the whole data set. And you can press the enter and it will move forward. And in the next step, you can choose to project a specific element in the word map. And if you choose yes, and then you can choose one column of your data set. Let's say we choose the eighth column here. And then it will produce a drawing automatically. And after you run through all of the steps we providing, and you can check the results under this directory. It tells where those results result. And you can choose to continue to project some main element, but we should know so it exists. And here is about our data selection because not all of the data columns we need to deal with. We just choose a specific range of them. So we just follow the input format here. Let's say if we want to choose the column from the 8th to number 13, and we can do something like this. And then it just successfully choose the range we want. And then you just continue. It will show the columns information that you chose before. And here is the basic statistical information and some related plots it will produce. And now it will check whether the chosen columns has some missing values. And as the information indicates here, this column has some null values. And here is the ratio of the null values. So we need to do imputation then. And we provided currently 3 methods to fill the missing values, and you can choose whatever you want. And after choosing the imputation method, and it will have a hypothesis testing on the imputation method. And the null hypothesis is that the distributions of the data sets before and after imputing remain the same. So you can check the result here. And then we go into the feature engineering part. And if you choose yes, and then you can create a new feature. So firstly, we need to name the feature. Let's say we name it Geo, and then you can do some arithmetic operation on the new feature. Like those columns we chose before has a new label, and they are corresponding to one letter in the alphabet. And we just follows the format here, and you can create the new information uh, based on the columns we provided. And it tells that you successfully construct a new feature, whose name is Joe. And this is the information of the new data set you created. So it will append the new feature into the original data set. And you can continue to create more features, but we exit here. And now here is the remote options because we want to run regression algorithm, so we choose one. Okay, we need to divide the data set into X set and a Y set. And because regression algorithm is a kind of supervised learning, so we need to have a target column. But before that, we need to have a feature columns. So we choose 1 to 5 to be the X set. And then we can do some feature scaling on the accent and we choose yes. Here we can see we just use the standardization method and the like the data range in the dimensional space has changed. And now we need to create our target column. We choose maybe 7. Okay, let's see. And now we need to create a trend set and test set based on the X and Y. And we need to choose the ratio to divide them into training set and testing set. And we just follow here to complete. And those are data splitting or those like data I think those data produced will be stored in a specific directory also. And now we can choose the ACE. ACE is the algorithm to implement deep neural networks. And here, we can choose whether to apply auto machine learning. And the first one is to use the no automatic machine learning, which means that we choose to use a manual hyperparameter selection. So we need to specify some hyperparameters. We just use the hint here, and then we can use something like this, and it will help us to create 3 layers of the neural network. And the first layer is, or the first layer consists of 64 neurons. So, as well as the other 2 layers. And the algorithm is running then, and there are some functions currently we provide in our software, and we will append more functions to this algorithm. And you can see it will implement the cross validation, and it will show you some loss record or maybe the predicted results. And finally, it will persist your model, and you can just rerun your trained model in the future. And this is the end of one example. And let's say if we want to do auto machine learning, and in this example, we will go quickly and just skip some unnecessary steps. So we just use the same instructions. And we choose the first one and skip word map projection, and we choose the data sets. And we use our imputation. And we skip the feature engineering. And now we can choose the mode regression also. And divide X and Y, and no scaling, choose the 6th column as 0, 2. And now we are in the step of choosing specific model, and we just choose deep neural networks, and then we run automatic machine learning in this example. We choose yes. And let's see what difference. it will activate the RAM RAID framework and the Flamo framework. So this time you don't need to just specify some hyperparameters on your own because we just buildings just build those hyperparameter range inside our software. Currently, we don't support you to specify the range, but maybe in the future, in the later version, I will just provide you with an option to configure your hyperparameter range. And currently, it's hard coding. So this is the end of the auto or automatic or machine learning. And let's see what the result it stores and use ls. And here is the directory called output, and we just see output and we open it. Here is the data or the intermediate data it produced. And here is the related images like map projection and loss records, predicted value, and something else. And here is the trend models. So that's the end of the video. And we are very welcome if you are quite interested in our project, or you can join us because this is the demo about how to run our beta version. So we hope to perfect our program, our software in the future, and we will add more new algorithms, and we would add more new functions to our existing algorithms too.